Hey guys, welcome back. We've got plenty of scrolls saved up now, and I'm wanting to empty some of those out, so it's time for a honor summons video. Let's get right in here. Biggest goals for this one would be trying to finish off Black Diamond. I've got a little ways to go, so I'll be surprised if I can do that all this time, but anything that works towards getting her up to that 6-star level would be great. We got enough for about 25 of these. It would also be great to get some more Celestial Evos. They keep coming out with new characters, and I'm continuing to work through some of the characters that we've already got, but trying to finish up quite a few of those, so any Celestial Evos that I can get a hold of would be appreciated. We get 25 more. We're working Samurai Takumi up to that last 6-star level. Haven't been using him that much, but he does make for great fodder, especially at that 5-star level already. I could see even right after I pressed that it looked like there were some gems that were added up right after that. Alright, just a silver chest, but we'll keep them going. Hope for some more of those white letters, showing us another equivalent character unlock. Alright, another gold. Keep our fingers crossed for some of those Celestials to come out of there. Alright, Ignis the Mad. Rather get him here than in the Heroic. At least we're getting him out of the way. I've mentioned, I think in another video recently, I'm trying to farm for hero tokens for him as well. Not because I use him particularly, but just to get him out of the Heroic summon. Nothing worse than having that be the one, you get the white letters for Ignis in the Heroic summons when you're aiming for somebody else. So we're about halfway through to get him to that next star level, and then he'll be out of both of these. Alright, a few more from Manglejaw. Nothing too exciting so far. It would be nice to get Samurai Takumi up to that 6-star level. That's more for Ignis. We're getting a few gems. Seems like gems aren't quite as valuable now that you can get 300 every day from the tower. You can just work your way up through that. That is by far my main source of gems now. Alright, not too much yet. I have been using a lot of these lately. I think that will come out in probably the last video. I've been using a lot of these scrolls, trying to work their way up to higher amounts of gold. That's another nice one there. So our first Celestial Evo. Let's see what else we can get here. Alright, a few for Black Diamond. We really want to have a unlock equivalent to get a whole bunch for. Let's see what else we can get. Some for Therian. He's been useful in a couple different areas. It's nice to make speedy work of the last boss for the Tower of Ponage, and then I also use him on the gold level, on that gold island, to make that go by quickly as well. Alright, Dagron. I was having more fun with him lately. He's got Vampiric, so every hit that he does, he can get some health back for that. That's on any given attack, which is just a fun one to have, especially for some of the lower level in the Tower of Ponage. I've been bringing him in with my undead team sometimes. He's got a buff for casters, so he basically provides that buff to Pontifex for one, but then I can use his heal on Life Reaper Braum to help bring Life Reaper Braum's full team heal, bring that cooldown a little bit faster. I sub him in, and I also sub in Echo sometimes, so I can keep that full heal coming for the whole team. Alright, Ignis the Mad, get him out of there. Just about halfway now for him. It'll be nice to get him out of both the summons. I was kind of holding off, actually, even before we had the Tower of Ponage, trying to hold off on spending gems until I could get those closer to getting them out of these, out of the summons. Haven't had too much luck in the last two, I would say. So there's that Spirit. Celestial, but I just finished up. I don't need any yet. I may be able to combine it to make a different one. I was saying I haven't had too much luck lately getting the Black Diamond unlocks. Again with Ignis the Mad. At least when he's out, it'll be all that much easier to get the other ones in. It'd be great to get some for Pontifex as well. We are working our way down here. Got what, 7 left? Alright. Here we go, some more for Samurai Takumi. Really can't ever complain with 25, either the 25 or 35 hero tokens. It's nice to pull those in. It doesn't take too many to get them up to those next hero levels when you're bringing those in. At least a few for Pontifex there. Got quite a ways to get before we've got him up to the next level. Black Diamond, there we go. It's nice to get at least one for her. So she's 20 away now. And with the 3 levels that you can farm to get her, that means over the course of a week I can have her unlocked at that 6-star level, which is very exciting for me. I've been waiting a long time. I'll probably swap up my defense team again to swap her back in once I've got her up to that level. We'll take a look at that defense team right after this. So 1 week and we should have her in up to that 6-star level. I do have Willow up to the 6-star level already. And she's got that costume right now, so she's really a heavy hitter. Could do a lot of damage. I don't think we'd have many groups coming into battle with that team there. Alright, I think that's Coldfire again. So we've gotten 2 of those. Should be getting very close. Take a look at Igorock, see if we're almost there. Alright, some more for Squinch. Well, that one roll that brought us in Black Diamond really made a lot of that worth it. Her and Pontifex are probably my favorite out of that group to try to bring in tokens for. Alright, so here she is, getting very close. Actually, I wanted to look at Igorock. We'll go down there. So he's at the 4-star. Like I mentioned recently, I'll have him up to 5-star very soon by the end of this Igorock event. Alright, and it looks like he is ready to ascend. That is exciting. We'll take a look at the other characters that we could ascend. So this isn't all that exciting of a skill. Can be useful. Reflects damage back to the attacker. It's nice. I use Igorock so much that it's nice just to have max out his stats. And I've mentioned before, when you ascend your character, you do get another stat boost as well. Something on the order of 6%. But additive with everything else, that can be a nice boost, especially considering he's got such high stats already. Every little bit helps. So, could be him. I remember Cruel King Bramble's last one is pretty bad. Let's take a look again. So Gimme Gimme drains his health. Okay, so it drains the Goblin Ally's health to heal himself. Not too exciting. I don't know if it does a lot of healing, if that's his benefit, that it drains 15%, maybe that goes down over time and heals him by a lot. Not too sure, but it's still, either way, it's not too exciting of a skill, especially since he doesn't have taunt or anything. Shouldn't be taking any more damage than other groups. Alright, so this one is Sickly Slice. He's going to do a lot of damage, but that's not particularly exciting for Life Reaper Braum. A little health boost would be nice, since I'm using him in the Undead team, but not critical. Still use Igorock so much more. I'd rather have him going up. Alright, and Pontifex. Take a look at Pontifex. I remember that one. That is actually a skill that I'd like to get as well. Let's try to get in there. And he is still... Oh, so these are easy to get. This is what he's missing. The Monarch for the Dark Evo. And Doombolt, which is a really nice one to have. Does a lot of damage. I don't know what the cooldown's going to be. but I am using him a lot in that undead group. And because this shows up as reincarnate again, he already has reincarnate, I'm assuming that maybe your reincarnated version also gets this additional skill. That happened when I got the first Ascension, where I got Bone Armor. Now Bone Armor goes to his reincarnated form as well. So he probably also gets Doom Bolt. I'm just guessing. We'll have to wait and see. I might hold off on this one and ask you guys to see what you would rather see. Which one should I go for? If there's any votes in the comments. So that's it for this video. And thanks again for watching. We'll see everyone soon.